I was talking to a friend today at a cafe. We chatted for about an hour and a half. It was a good conversation over coffee. He's a fellow American like myself. He grew up around Connecticut. I grew up around Georgia. But we've both spent time in New England as well as the South, many, many years, both of us. So we understand those two different cultures, you could say. And we both happen to be living outside of the country, Mexico. And so we were chatting about what's really going on. Latin American countries, the things that have been happening in El Salvador, the changes that have been happening there from the president. I believe his name is Bukele, very biblical, very Christian, basically cleaning up the country, opening it up to Bitcoin, and just noticing, why would two intelligent Americans be living south of the border, and having a conversation, a reflection back and forth about what is it that is going not well, and then also what is it that we both respectively would like more of in our lives. And we even got to the point of, we were talking about the prices of everything here in Tulum. We were talking about how, the comparison of the meat, the comparison of the food quality, the comparison of just being able to go to the beach without having cover costs and entrance fees and all these things that didn't used to be here when I was here 5 years ago. And the way that Mexico, specifically Tulum, has evolved. And we were speaking more and more. And one thing that I hit that I want to share with you, and I want to hear your reactions, I want to hear your perspectives on this. If you are a nomad or a freelancer or somebody who maybe you're an expat or you're simply working remotely, maybe you're working from outside of your home country, maybe you're an American and you're living somewhere else. Maybe you're in Colombia, maybe you're in Thailand, who knows where you may be. But I wanted to make this point, and this is a general, larger point about social media generally, and that is that I have spent hours of the last, especially 6 years, putting a lot of emphasis and importance on being good at social media, building an audience, having a good offer, whatever it may be. I've had many different offers, I've worked for different projects, and I have grown in all of them. I've learned so much about how money moves, about what makes a good offer, what engenders trust from other people to be able to sell the offer in the first place, how other people may be lying in different ways in order to get sales, all of the different ways that human psychology and these pressures to succeed as individuals out here in the world in this crazy time of being a human being. I've seen them all combine and clash and come together, and some people have had their rises and their falls. And I've known entrepreneurs who have died young in their early 20s. I'm 35. And one person, he seemed to have it all, and he overdosed in a sauna in Miami. He was probably doing 100,000 a month, probably 60% margins, maybe 80% margins, because it was just consulting or marketing agency, which is crazy margins. My point being is that, what if we've been lied to en masse? Like I have been. I'm really coming to terms today with realizing maybe I have been completely duped to believe that social media, that somehow through this machine, through this technology, my laptop and my phone, that somehow I can summon and create crazy amounts of money and wealth. And not just that, because I do believe it's possible. I do believe it. I know friends who are doing it. And at the same time, maybe that is not what the fuck I actually want to be doing with my time. Do I even want to be on the path of making internet online money? And you may think, wow, you're 35. Why didn't you realize that when you were 27, bro? Well, bro, it takes the time it takes. Maybe you didn't know all these things. I'm sure you're still learning about, you know what I mean? So that's just the voice in my head I'm talking to. So don't take it personally, okay? So that was the huge breakthrough I had today, is that maybe this whole experiment of you can have a personal brand and an audience and you can sell offers, and you can. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just realizing myself that maybe I have been completely taken for a ride, and the wool has been pulled over my eyes in 100 different ways by trillions of dollars of an industry that is so good at making it think that their ideas are your ideas. Isn't that a line from C.S. Lewis from his book, The Screwtape Letters? I believe that is a line, or that is an idea from his book, where he basically says the best idea from the devil, let's say, is the idea that he gives you that you think is yours, that you don't understand that it's from another entity, it's from another being. You think it's yours. And if somebody can convince you of 100 different of those ideas, they are the master marketers. And I'm saying to you that I think I've realized today that I actually just want one good woman, a decent relationship that is fulfilling and mutually supportive and respectful and fun as shit, where we have similar values. And I want a plot of land, maybe in Georgia or North Carolina or out in Arizona. And I want to have 3 or 4 buildings, a house, a cabin, a cabin, a shed, all built by my own 2 hands, maybe me and a buddy. And I just want to live my life doing honest work, working with my hands. And I don't actually want to have anything to do with this pipe dream that is sold and being sold to so many of us. And maybe this is something that resonates with you. Maybe something in what I'm saying and sharing with you is going to wake you up to something that is more aligned to what you want in your life, not just what you have been told that you should want. That is a philosophical concept, and I won't get too nerdy into that, but I will in other videos. But this idea of mimetic desire, like when we mimic somebody else. I thought a bird just flew in my apartment. Now we're good. That you have been told to want certain things that you don't actually want. But if you're told them enough, and if they're marketed correctly with the sexy enough women associated with the offer, and you're going to get this, and the subliminals, and the master of the casting the spells through the sales letter copy, and the urgency that they create, and the many, many spells that marketing casts on you and on me. If you can see through that and actually step back enough and actually just be real and remember what is in your heart, what is in your soul, what is your original innocence actually desperately asking for you to bring forward into your life. Maybe it is just a plot of land with a house that you build with your own 2 hands, where you have some iced tea at sunset and you're in a rocking chair and you're looking out at the beautiful pasture and the property that you have. And a simple life is everything you could ever ask for. And you don't actually want any of this ambitious bullshit that is trying to be sold to you every fucking hour. Every time you open your phone or you log on, you're being told, hey, but you don't have this. And if you had this thing, you would be better. You would feel complete. Everything would be settled. And they do that for 80 years until you realized the whole thing was a big LIE. This video is me trying to save you from that. I am asking you, I am pleading with you to step back enough for 5, 10 minutes, for 30 minutes, for an hour. Go somewhere without your phone. Even just shut it off. You can bring it with you in your pocket, but just shut it off. Okay? Bring your little thumb sucker with you. I'm saying that because I do the same thing. It's fucking pathetic. I'm half digital at this point, and it makes me upset because something in my spirit is artificial. It feels weird. It feels like I've been had in some sense. and reconnect with what your heart actually wants. Maybe, just maybe, your dream and your desires are way more simple than you think. Maybe you just want one good partner to be with, a man, a woman, a husband, a wife. Maybe you just want somebody mutually supportive, a similar shared vision of life, a simple life that just enjoys nature and the natural rhythms, good food, steaks, fruits. You want a plot of land, you want a house that you build, a beautiful cabin. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be a little perfect, beautiful little thing. That smell of cedar, that hearth, you can make a fire and you can put a fireplace in it. You can build a beautiful kitchen. You can have it made of mahogany in some places. You can put the stone tile down. And you can just live your life so simply. And you don't even need to show anyone. Showing other people is such an addiction these days. You don't have to show your life to other people. I don't really know why I made this video, but I feel excited because I've been reminded, I'm remembering today that I actually am not that ambitious. I'm actually a very simple man that just wants to feed himself and other people who he loves and cares about and who are in his care, and also would like to have a family. How crazy is that to say? Isn't that insane? To say that these days, just straight up say that? That I want to have a God-centered, a natural, humble, enjoyable, grateful couple people around me. Maybe a nice community, but that might be too much to ask for these days. Just a plot of land, a house, a good woman, and maybe a kid or two or three. How about that? Maybe you don't need YouTube subscribers. Maybe you don't need to be a personal brand guru. Maybe you don't need to be marketing out here and doing all this manipulative shit. And you just need to give yourself permission to just want what you want and accept that you don't want other things that you think you needed to want. Maybe this will resonate with you. Drop a comment. I'm really curious what you think about this. Like, am I off? Does this resonate? Where are you at with what you actually dream about of what is your ideal life, and are you there? Could this be a wake-up call? This video, this message, could this be a wake-up call for you? To remember, wait, I've been under a spell. I've been in a trance. I don't even want 80% of the shit that I'm going after, that I'm putting my energy to every day. Maybe it's in your work or whatever you're doing, however you're spending your time. Maybe life really could be that simple again. You just need to give yourself permission to make it that simple. Like, subscribe, drop a comment. I love you. I really do. If you're watching this video, you're doing great. Take care. Share this video, really helps. Subscribe if you haven't, drop a comment. Peace.